It's time for a golf club repair contest. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome to the Mobile Club Maker. I'm AJ, I hope you're having a wonderful day. So this video today, we are going to be doing a golf club repair challenge or contest. Who are the competitors? Well, we're going to be looking at the two biggest golf retailers in the United States, at least as far as brick and mortar go. So that's the PGA Tour Superstore and Golf Galaxy. Very simply, we're going to bring them each a golf club, ask them to repair it, and then we're going to see how they do. Okay, first off, I'm going to be reshafting these clubs. I'm going to make them to a certain set of specs, and that's going to be our baseline, or that's going to be what we compare the final result to. So I'm going to be making them a 1/2 inch over standard. We're going to be making the grips 1/64 over standard, so built up with an extra wrap of tape. We're also going to put the grip logo down, and I'm going to adjust the lie angle about 2 degrees. Also, I'm going to try and get the swing weight somewhere in the D2 to D4 range. We'll see how these shafts interact with these heads and see where it puts us before we make any adjustments. But again, we're going to try and get in that D2 to D4 range. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. These clubs are basically newly reshafted. Why would you go in and have them reshafted again? They're going to say, why do you want it reshafted with the exact same thing? And that's a good point. These golf clubs, I think they need reshafting now. Let's go for a drive. Okay, here we are at my first stop. We are at the PGA Tour Superstore. I'm going to bring them in the 7-iron and ask them to repair it. Basically just say I want it to be just like it was before, and we'll see how they do. Let's go. Next stop, Golf Galaxy. Okay, just dropped off the second club at Golf Galaxy. The 6-iron cost was basically the same as it was at the PGA Tour Superstore, so we're going to give them a couple days to turn those around, pick them up, and then see how they did. Okay, we're back at the shop. I'm about to start reviewing and scoring these golf clubs, but I just want to make one point before I do. You know, I took these golf clubs to the 2 closest stores to my house. But between PGA Tour Superstore and Golf Galaxy, they've got hundreds of locations. So if you go to one of those locations, the results you get could be very different from what I got here. Heck, even if you went to the exact same stores I went to on a different day, at a different time, dealing with different people, you could get very different results. It might be better, it might be worse. So my point in all this is really more about just things you want to be aware of, things you want to be paying attention to if you do decide to take your club somewhere to get them repaired, to get work done on them. Whether it's Golf Galaxy, whether it's PGA Tour Superstore, whether it's anywhere. These are just things you want to be aware of, things you want to look out for. Now, that being said, let's talk about how we're going to score these golf clubs. Okay, so here's how the scoring is going to work. I've got 5 categories that we're going to be looking at. First is going to be the overall finished appearance of the golf club, and that's really going to be primarily focusing on the ferrule, but also just looking at the overall appearance. Second, we're going to look at the length. Did they get the length measurement correct? Third, we're going to look at the swing weight. How did they do getting the swing weight back to where it was originally? Fourth, we're going to look at the grip. Did they get the grip sizing and orientation correct? And finally, we're going to look at the lie angle. Did they bend the lie angle to where I asked them to? We're going to grade all of these. We're going to score all of these on a range of 1 to 3. 3 being they did a great job, 2 being they did okay, 1 being they didn't do so well. So let's get started. Okay, here's the 6-iron that was done at Golf Galaxy, mainly focusing on the ferrule. As you can see, I would say this ferrule work overall was very good. It's a nice smooth transition between the hosel and the ferrule. There's no ridges. It's a nice smooth feel there. It's polished up, maybe a little cloudier. There's a few more lines in it that I would ideally like. Ideally, this would be a little smoother and a little bit shinier, but overall, I don't think I'm going to count off for that. Again, the overall look, the overall feel of it is very good. So it's going to get 3. Okay, here's the 7-iron that was done at the PGA Tour Superstore. Again, focusing on this ferrule, you can see, once again, I would say this is a very good ferrule job. Again, very smooth transition, no ridges or anything between the hosel and the ferrule. This one also has that nice shine to it. You can see it's a little bit shinier than the other one. Just a very clean, professional looking overall appearance. So very good job. In this case, we give it a score of 3. Okay, next up is club length. We're going to look at the 6-iron from Golf Galaxy first. Again, remember we had them do these a ½ inch over standard. So that means this 6-iron should basically be right at 38 inches. And as you can see, right on the money, 38-inch 6-iron from the 6-iron from Golf Galaxy. Once again, they're going to get 3 points. Okay, here's the 7-iron from the PGA Tour Superstore. Let's check the length on it. And as you can see there, again, ½ inch over standard, so 37.5. It is fractionally, maybe about an 1/8 to a 1/10 short of where it should ideally be, but I would again say that is well within tolerances, so we're going to go ahead and give them the full 3 points again. Okay, next is swing weight. We've got the 6-iron first. Again, the swing weight going into this with the club that I brought them originally was at D3. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so what we are seeing here is really closer to D1 than D3. Here's the 7-iron. And the 7-iron, well, again, probably between D1 and D2 overall. Okay, so swing weight. I brought these clubs into them, and when I was building these clubs, I went ahead and put that extra tip weight into both of these clubs. Basically, one, to get it what I would call a standard swing weight, right around D3 for a club like this. And 2, to see if they were paying attention, because that tip weight being in there should have been pretty obvious when they removed the shaft originally. Now, I didn't specifically say to either of them, I want this club to play at a D3 swing weight. What I did say in both cases was, I just want this club to play just like it does now, or like it had previously. A whole reason, or the whole reason, that I damaged the shafts the way I did in the beginning when I just put those big dents in the shaft and didn't just break it into 2 pieces, was to make it easier for them if they needed to measure it for length or measure it for swing weight, they could easily do that with the club in its current state and get accurate numbers. Now, based on what I'm seeing here with the swing weight, I think it's pretty obvious that neither of these stores paid attention to the swing weight. They did not put any sort of tip weights inside the hosel, inside the shaft. So in both these cases, they're going to be getting 1 point. Okay, next up, let's talk about the grip install, both talking about how they installed the grips and the sizing of the grips. First off, how they installed it. So we asked them to do these grips logo down, and in both cases, they did in fact put them logo down. So the Golf Pride is on the bottom of the grip, like we wanted it. However, in both cases, they weren't overly accurate in getting the grip lined up perfectly straight. And by that I mean, if I look down at this 6-iron and I square up the grip using these little hash marks, the face sits a little open. On the 7-iron, if I do the same thing, the face sits a little bit closed. Now, on a grip like this, obviously, it's not a big deal. This is a round grip. It's got very, small, inconspicuous sight lines on it or alignment lines on it, so it's not a big deal, but I could definitely notice it. If you had, say, an aligned grip or a ribbed grip, or maybe a grip with a more obvious logo on it, I think it would be pretty apparent that these were not put on quite straight. Okay, beyond that, we also asked them to build these up with 1 extra wrap of tape. I think the only way to really check that is we're gonna cut the grips off and see how many layers of tape are underneath. Two layers of tape. Okay, we asked for 2 layers of tape. Golf Galaxy, we got 2 layers of tape. Now let's check the 7-iron from the PGA Tour Superstore. And as you can see here, we've got 2 layers of tape. Okay, so they got the sizing right and they got the grip logo down, but in both cases, the alignment of it was slightly off, and that is sort of a pet peeve of mine. So I am going to reduce their score in both cases. They are each going to get 2 points when it comes to the gripping. Okay, finally up, we're going to check the lie angle and see if they adjusted the lie angle correctly. I've got the 6-iron in here right now. We had to start with a lie angle of, that's a 5. So 58.5 is what I had bent it to. So what we should see here is 60.5 on our lie angle. And hopefully you can see that. That is right on the money at 60.5. So they get, this is Golf Galaxy again, 3 points. Okay, here's the 7-iron from the PGA Tour Superstore. Let's see how they did on the lie angle. We brought it to them at 59, so we would like to see this at 61. And what are we getting? Well, that looks like right about 60. So not what we were really wanting. We said 61, it's only to 60. I would have to say I'm gonna only give them 1 point for this. Okay, time for the winner. Drum roll, please. We've tallied up all the scores. With a total of 12 out of 15 points, the winner today is Golf Galaxy. The final score, 12-10. Overall, I thought in both cases they did a good job overall. The overall look of the golf clubs was very nice, very clean. They got the length right. They got the grips logo down. Where they sort of fell short, definitely, making sure that that swing weight was right. Obviously, if swing weight is important to you, I don't know that I would necessarily go to one of these stores, or if you do, I would be very specific about what you're wanting and then hopeful that they do it right. They got the grips on, logo down, which is good, and they also got it with the extra layer of tape, which again is good. The alignment of the grip, a little bit off, 5 degrees, 7 degrees off, something like that. Not a huge amount, but enough for my eye to catch it. And if you're like me and you like your grips to be aligned straight on the golf club, whether it's logo up or logo down, it's probably going to bug you if they came back to you looking like that. Finally, lie angle, again, Golf Galaxy hit it right on the button. PGA Tour Superstore kind of missed the mark. So there you go. The first golf retail club repair contest is in the books. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go down below, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can be alerted when I post new videos. I am now on Patreon. If you want to support me there, you can find me at AJ Golf. I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Mobile Club Maker. We will see you next time. Take care.